Hello, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Can you see me and hear me?
Yes, I hear you clearly.
Oh yes, I can hear you and see you as well. Okay, nice to meet you. My name is Bianca and I work in the International Relations and Mobility Office of Budapest Business School. The purpose of this interview is to learn more about your background, your high school experiences, your current studies, achievements, motivation, and future goals. Before starting, we should proceed with a quick personal identification. So I would like to kindly ask you to tell me your full name, your date and place of birth, and also your mother's name, please.
My full name is Kosak Manolong. I'm 18
Mhm.
and my ID number is 604919.
Unfortunately, I cannot hear you very well. Could you please raise the voice of your computer or microphone because I
Sure.
cannot hear you clearly. Now it's better.
Sure.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Could you repeat because I couldn't hear you?
My name is Kosak Manolong. Yeah.
Yes, thanks.
I'm 18 and my ID is 604919.
Okay, I would need your date of birth
Oh,
and place of birth as well. Yes.
yes. I have born on 18th of April 2003
Uh-huh.
and I live in Simeng village, Vientiane, Lao, PTR.
And your city of birth is
Laos.
Laos. And what is your mother's name, please?
No, my mother name is Kongen Suk Sotsai.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, the first part of this interview is a short introduction, so I would like to kindly ask you to introduce yourself shortly. I would be interested to know what are your hobbies, main interests outside of education. What do you study currently? Do you have siblings? Anything that you consider important or interesting as an introduction.
Yes, I have two brothers. One is younger and one is older than me. So aside from studying, my interest is on stocks and sport. I watching sport competitively and e-sport as well. But I'm trying gamble now as well because I want to earn money. Then part of studying as I am currently studying at economic faculty at National University of Laos at international courses.
Okay, and what are your favorite subjects currently?
My favorite subject has to be economic because I'm selecting this field while I was studying at Laos. But during my high school, we don't have such these specific subjects. I just have to say math because
Mathematics.
yeah.
I see. And this is your first year at the university?
Yes.
Or the second year? This is the first year?
Yes, I'm a freshman.
I see. Okay. And do you like this study field or study program? What is your general impression?
I really love this study program because it teach me to think that what we want in the society and the high level of mathematics is I always interested in this field and I want to know that how people operated the business because my family is doing this.
I see. Okay. My next question is, why BBS? How did you find the university? And and why do you think that Hungary would be the best choice for you to continue your studies?
Okay, why BBS? BBS is, of course, my interest. The field is economic and business. Is focus on core of that, core of business in BBS. and I feel the confidence of the school through my reading about it, and I saw a lot Lao student has achieved the scholarship there while I was driving around the cities. Your school badge appear every times. And about the Hungary, Hungary is quite peaceful places as I see, because it's located in the heart of Europe and is can easily connected to many different culture, either the Western or Easterns. I expect to encounter many intercultural there, and I have been told that people there are so friendly to the foreigners.
Mhm. If you had the chance to research a bit about Hungary, do you remember, for instance, any famous tourist attractions or anything which is relevant, like for our culture, architecture, anything that you find important or interesting in Hungary?
As I remember, I think the cubic cube was invented there as well, and
Uh-huh.
I just love the building, as especially in the Budapest. It seems like Italian and Gothic style of building. I only see in the internet. In Laos, we don't have one here, so it seemed very interesting to me.
You said that it seems like the buildings are similar to those in Italy.
No, it's a mixture, because in Hungary I know that they have the Italian style and the Gothic. Yeah, I say.
Mhm. And if you had checked the location of Budapest and Hungary on the map, do you remember some of the neighboring countries of Hungary?
I remember it's Austria. I think it's
Uh-huh.
the Hungary and Ukraine. Both this country I have saw before through my friends. They have been there, so I would know that Hungary is maybe similar to them, because they are all luxury country. For Laos, people like me, as a Lao person like me, we didn't see many buildings. Yeah, so it's excited to explore maybe one day.
Yes, as you mentioned, Austria and Ukraine are two of our neighboring countries. All in all, we have 7 neighboring countries. We also have Slovakia, for instance, and Romania, as well as Serbia, Croatia. Yes, okay. Let's focus a bit on the study field, the study program. You applied for finance and accounting.
Yes.
So why do you think that this study program is the best option for you? On the one hand, of course, I understand you currently study international economic and planning development at the National University of Laos. Why do you think finance and accounting would be the best choice for you here at BBS?
Yeah, sure, it has to be BBS, and as I say, my family has many businesses. I saw my parents always with their pens and were filling the account every day, so I realized how important it is. It's obvious that this field is about the money, but for me it's not it. As your program say that I will know about teaching me about business management and up-to-date approaches to the economy nowadays, and I will be able to work in many professions according this, even though accountant, auditor, or even though if I can apply to anything, I can operate myself a business. Yeah.
I see. So you could imagine yourself starting your own business, for instance, in the future.
I think, yeah, it will it, I think I imagine that as well because I think I can live without just doing one job. I want to have the extra and the support as well.
Okay. Based on your knowledge and your current studies, how would you define financial management? So, what is financial management? If you should explain it briefly.
Financial management for me is the management of the fund of personal or others. If we can do it wisely, we can either make profit from it and benefit from it. How we're gonna save it and what portion that we're gonna use it. In my country, in like this developed country like mine, they struggle in financial management because it's not coping with the demand upon them. So I would like to figure it out and show why my country need this field more.
Okay, I see. And how would you define or how would you explain risk management? What is risk management when we are talking about a business?
The risk? Okay, the
Risk management.
For me, risk management is you have to take a risk. But if I able to study this field, I can lower the risk. If we invest on a business, it's 50-50, right? But I'm doing it wisely with improve of the expertise and knowledge that I gain here. I will be able to reduce the percentage of the failures, like 70 and 30. It would be, yeah.
So risk management in a business is a process of identifying, monitoring, and managing the potential risks, as you mentioned, in order to minimize or reduce the negative impact they may have on an organization or on a company. Okay, what kind of risks could you imagine when we talk about risk management and minimizing or reducing the negative impacts of such risk? What kind of risks might emerge? Could you mention some examples?
The risk that emerges when we invest the thing that too big about like the building or the attraction places in Laos, even though Laos people or foreigner people they invested, yes, of course they will take a risk, and they not analyze it well that it is suitable in these places. So it's going to be a profit lost. It can be a profit. It's for me. It's,
or you can, yes.
It's more about the environmental. That we see the surrounding places, it is suitable for this. Yeah, if we start this field, I know that I will surely making the best suits for every places.
Okay, thanks a lot. And I have two final questions related to this specific field. How will you define inflation?
Inflation, I will define that a country that get an inflation because they can't sell their own product and the demand is not met the supply, and have to use the supply money to use it to cover it and income the inflation.
And how it affects the prices. So what is the outcome? How it influences the prices finally?
It makes
when inflation comes, what happens with the prices?
The prices go up. Anything is expensive. It's more expensive, just like water. Even the eggs in the country.
Okay, and what is revenue? My final question is, what is revenue?
Revenue is like the wages. As I studied, and taxes, because we're gonna collect the money from every people around the 7 places.
So revenue is actually the amount of money your business brings in from sales. If you would like to be specific. So yes, this is the definition of revenue. Okay, after a few questions related to finance and accounting, let's focus a bit on your skills, qualities, and personality. What do you think? What are your main strengths and weaknesses? And how would your teachers describe you?
My strength is I can be a leader, and I am so passionate, and I always set my goal as well, even the minor goals or the main goals. But whereas upon this, even though I'm disciplined, but I am really lacks of creativity. It's never gonna be bring me down, I think, to my path to creativity.
Okay, what do you think? What are the most important skills of a leader? You mentioned that you could imagine yourself being a leader. What are the most important skills of a leader?
The most important skill of the leader is the confidence. Of course, we have to be making a lot of decisions. That's why I want to gain knowledge, because when I have knowledge, I have confidence as well. And the leader mustn't struggle, because if the crew see you struggle, they're gonna admire you. They're not going to admire you. Okay.
Yes, and I think there are various other things that we should mention. For instance, resistance and to be able to adapt to new circumstances, new tendencies as well. It's very crucial. Good communication skills as well. Good problem solving skills. So confidence is one thing, but there are various other skills that a leader should have, I think. Okay, and what are your weaknesses? What do you think?
Yes, I just say so. I just say so because it's creativity. I am lacks of it. I cannot think of how I'm going to do a product, how the outside must be, how they're going to draw or anything. Because the main problem for me is the creativity.
The creativity.
Yes, creative. The creative, you know?
Of course I know. No, for me, creativity, if you're a creative person, so the lack of creativity, you mean?
I mean that I'm always run out of ideas. Is that my definition? And
you have various ideas, but you don't know how to realize those ideas. This is what you mean?
Kinda, yes.
Okay. What do you think? Out of all candidates we are interviewing, what makes you stand out from the crowd? So why do you consider yourself a suitable candidate for this scholarship opportunity?
I know that I will capitalizing on the school program and the high education system. Then I also know that what I'm going to do when I was graduated, and I know that how much knowledge that I'm going to learn, what expertise it is, how it will come, and I have a passion about this because all my family is studying about these fields.
Okay, thank you very much. If your application process would be successful and you will get this scholarship opportunity, what kind of obstacles you might face? What do you think? Considering the distance between our countries, considering the language barriers, different environment, and other things, what would be the most difficult part for you? What do you think?
I don't think about the distance, people and food gonna affect me but I do think only about the education system. It's so much different from where I come from, Laos. As in high school, it's so different. We don't have the specific subjects, and when I enter the bachelor degrees, so it's totally different things.
And how do you find your current studies? I mean, in the sense that the amount of materials that you should study compared with high school, is it difficult, or what is the most difficult part of it? So after high school, how do you see the amount of materials that you should study at university, for instance, and the exams, etc.?
Yeah, it's huge. It's enormous. If we study in the university in the particular fields, we have to put all the passion on it. We have to study aside, not only from the professors, as everybody told me, and the material or the knowledge from outside, social media. I think we have to find it ourselves. We cannot ask everybody.
Do you study a lot?
I do, actually.
And how many exams do you have in a semester? How does it work there in Laos? So if there is, you finish one semester, how many exams do you have in general?
Let me count it first. Allow every subject has exams, I have to say, in Laos. We have economic principle exam, we have writing in academic, and we also get mathematics exam, statistics, many exams in a semester. So we prepare for that, and I'm just finishing one now. So you know.
I see. This is your second semester, actually.
Yeah, I'm just on a break.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, perfect. Let's focus on some technical questions as well. Regarding your documents, my question is, do you already have a language exam certificate?
I do.
Okay, is it an international? It's an IELTS certificate, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And you have already uploaded also your medical certificate and the results, the medical results, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So you have all documents, all necessary documents. Okay. What do you think, in case your application process would be successful? Would you need a dormitory here? So would you consider living in a dormitory, or rather you would prefer living or renting a flat here in Budapest?
I have to discuss about it with my parents first, if they can afford it. Yeah.
Of course. No, I'm just asking because maybe you have already discussed it, but if not, of course, I'm not expecting to answer my question. But we should ask, because we should organize, we are interviewing various candidates and students from all over the world, so we should see somehow how many students potentially we should like. Yes, there are various dormitories actually in Budapest. BBS has its own dormitories, but with limited places. So I would like to kindly ask you to discuss it with your parents if you don't know it currently. And once you have a clear picture about it, please let us know. This way we can calculate you as well, okay? Because we should organize it. We should somehow see how many students would like to stay in dormitory.
I get you.
Okay, and regarding the financial aspects of the scholarship, it is important to mention that this scholarship opportunity and the monthly stipend that our students receive partially covers the living expenses and the accommodation, and not entirely. This means that you will need some additional financial resources. So so my question is, do you think you could rely on your family support, or rather you would consider having a part-time job, for instance? So what are your plans if you have already discussed with your parents?
If possible, of course, I will be looking for a part-time job or an internship to gaining my experience. It would be a positivity. Even though my family can afford it, I still have to. I always rely on my own. I feel I'm always
I
feel
see.
bad when I rely on them.
Okay, perfect. Yes, if you would get this scholarship and you have such like plans, or it's a priority for you to find, for instance, an internship program, the positive thing is that BBS is a very practice-oriented university, and we have strong connections to the labor market. This means that we collaborate with several multinational companies and international companies. Therefore, of course, the university can support the students to find a relevant internship opportunity or part-time job based on your experiences, based on your priorities, based on your expectations, etc. But this is something that you should like consider later, in a later phase, in case your application will be successful. Okay, I think that we discussed everything. Do you have any questions in the current phase of the application?
I just when I don't have a thing. I just wanna ask you that is Asian people study well there? Are they doing well at BBS?
Yes, we have various students from all over the world, of course, and what you should know that BBS is a very international, multinational company. So really, we have university. So really, we have students from all over the world. It's very multinational. Yes, we have many students also from Asian countries, and yes, I think that Hungary is actually a very good option. It's a very good place to study, also because the prices are quite affordable compared with the Western European prices, for instance. Yes, so I think that they really enjoy staying here. This is what we know. It's important to mention that the next part of the process will be a mathematics test. You will receive an email about the mathematics test if you have not yet received. And yes, the final result, you will receive the final result around June, mid-June or end of June. And the evaluation, so the result is based on complex evaluation criteria. We, of course, check your previous results, your high school results, the mathematics test results, and also the result of this interview. And you will receive, as I mentioned, the final result around June. Okay?
Okay.
In case you have further questions, feel free to drop us an email or contact us anytime. And I wish you good luck with the rest of the application and with the mathematics test.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to hear that. I'm so
Thank you very much for the interview.
And I'm so relieved to finishing this interview. Thank you for giving me the precious chance of to show myself. Yeah.
Thank you very much for you too, and I wish you a very nice day and a nice week, and feel free to contact us anytime. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Bye bye. Have a nice day.
See you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Mm-hmm.